Hey guys, AC here. Welcome to another review. And today I'm going to talk about a fragrance which is actually at the moment in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's known as one of the finest Guerlain and probably the last great Guerlain created for men. Yeah, and I'm not making this statement light-hearted. Guerlain used to produce some amazing fragrances, not anymore. But let's start with this fragrance, yeah? It's called L'Instant de Guerlain. Okay, this is an eau de parfum concentration. This is a reformulated bottle. The original L'Instant de Guerlain used to be called L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême. This one doesn't have the eau extrême at the bottom. Instead, it has eau de parfum. And the original one used to have a black rimmed bottle. Very hard to find nowadays, but if you get your hands on it, get it, because that's even better. But this one is no slouch, okay? So this was released in 2005. It was followed by the release of the EDT, which happened in 2004. I haven't smelled the EDT. I've smelled the EDP version, and I haven't smelled the vintage one with the black rim. I haven't smelled that, but I hear it's even better. Released in 2005, the parfumer for this one is a lady who passed away at a very early age. She died at age 46. Her name was Beatrice Piquet. She has probably gone into the Hall of Fame as the creator of one of the most finest men's fragrances. Yeah. Now, this fragrance, why is it so well respected? This has been around for about 13 years, and ask anybody and they'll say only good things about this fragrance, because it is a very complex fragrance which captures the imagination of everybody who wears it. This is one of those fragrances which touches you deep within, and it's inspired by the concept of contrasts. Wow. You know, when you first smell this, the first application is just a window and you're not even sure what you're going to get. It smells like a very effervescent, lemony, alcoholic drink. And it is inspired by a drink known as arak. Arak basically is drank in the Levant, so Iran, Iraq, Israel. Those are the regions. It's a very ancient kind of a drink, and it's produced by fermenting grapes or figs, and it's flavored by anise. And you can see that effervescent, light, lemony character with very slight hints of spices hiding underneath it. So what's the top notes? What are the top notes? So it's lemon, bergamot, along with anise, along with something which can verge on the borderline of being a floral lavender. But you'll really have to concentrate to even pick up any of those apart from the lemony bits. And it's very fizzy, yeah, like an alcoholic drink would be. So that's the opening, yeah, fizzy, alcoholic, slightly spicy, very manly opening, yeah, almost like a fougere. Lavender, yeah. When the fragrance, it takes about 5-10 minutes for the fragrance to bring in the other complex aspect, and that is a very dusty, bitter cacao note. Yeah, I can't get it here, but here is a 3.5-hour dry down. Man, when the cacao note comes in, it's a very bitter and dusty cacao. Yeah, so it mixes with this fizzy, alcoholic, lemony beginning with lavender. And then the fragrance suddenly builds a lot of muscle, yeah? And that muscle is basically cacao, lavender bounces off, and then you have patchouli, one of the finest patchoulis I've ever smelled in a designer mainstream fragrance. Strong patchouli, yeah? And when I say patchouli, the memory goes back to the fragrance of the 70s, the hippie-like fragrance. This is not hippie. This is well restrained but very masculine, woody, green, earthy patchouli with cacao. Yeah, the lemon still is there, the lemony-ness is still there, the fizziness is gone. Yeah, and anise, strong, brilliant, spicy, dusty, chilled flake-like anise. This is a superb fragrance. And then when the fragrance reaches the late dry down from memory, it loses all its lemony fizziness. It loses the buttery, bitter cacao, but the cacao, it goes back in the background like a chocolate, like a dark chocolate would smell. And what comes to the front is a silken, soft wood. They're using sandalwood here, which basically is not like the sandalwood you would smell. So normal sandalwood smells like a lemony creaminess. The creaminess here is there, but it's not like cream, it's like butter. And it goes into this slight gourmand territory, but it stays away from being a perfect gourmand. So it's like a spicy oriental. There's a spiciness still there, patchouli is still there, and anise is still there, but you have this very soft, hazy wood that comes to the fore. And the fragrance becomes this amazing dance of various notes which keep popping in and out, depending on the body heat, depending on your body chemistry. It's a spectacular show, and it goes on and on and on. Keeps coming back, keeps going out. This fragrance has this habit of, like a boomerang, keeps coming back. When you think it's gone, it comes back and reminds you it's still there. Absolutely superb. So let's talk about strengths and weaknesses, pros and cons. Number one pro, this kind of perfumery is dead now. So while you can get your hands on this bottle, it's been reformulated again, and it comes in the classic Guerlain bottle, the classic style, which is like a Listerine type bottle. Don't bother with that one. Try and get these bottles if you can. Otherwise, don't worry. The latest formulation is not worth it. Okay, number one. So it's a classic fragrance which is almost extinct now. Number two pro. If you like complex fragrances, if you like melange of notes which entice you and keep you interested, this is the fragrance for you. Number three pro, the versatility. I used to think this is a winter fragrance. I wore it in summer, and this time we have had very hot summer, evening time. I went out with my friends, and as my body heated up and I wore it under my shirt, it was giving me so much pleasure. I can't tell you. This is an amazingly interesting, invigorating fragrance. It has this freshness coming from patchouli, from anise, from spices. Oh, what a fragrance this is, guys. So the fourth one, so versatility. Now, fourth one would be the image. This is why it is such a famous fragrance. This is a very refined and classy and gentlemanly fragrance. The image that this fragrance creates is of non-frivolous. It's a sincere, gentlemanly, old school person with morale. Yeah, it has this presence of being a very refined gentleman. Those are the four pros I can think of. Maybe the fifth one could be the performance. It's got tremendous projection, tremendous performance. I'd give it 8+ hours of longevity, brilliant sillage. The best way to wear this fragrance is under your shirt. If you want to project, you can go couple on your shirt. It smells wonderful. So those are the 5 pros. Downside. The only downside I can think of is the spices and the woods. Not the woods, but the spices. Yeah, and the unpredictable nature of this fragrance can wreak havoc if you're not used to very strong fragrances. This is a strong fragrance. Yeah. So if you don't like strong orientals, and I forgot to mention there's some florals here, like hibiscus seed, jasmine. Jasmine, this is not indolic jasmine though. So all these notes can confuse the hell out of you. So if you're a very straightforward person who likes simple fragrances, do test this out. Yeah, because this might really stun you by its complexity. That's the only downside. Almost a flawless fragrance, almost. Now, in terms of age groups, as I said, this is a very refined, very sincere kind of a fragrance. So if you have that kind of a personality, no matter what age group you're in, This will really, complement your style. This is not a loud, brash, overconfident sort of a young lad's fragrance. This is basically a reserved, slightly reserved, polished, sophisticated gentleman's fragrance. As simple as that. So that should be kept in mind in terms of age group. Occasions. You can wear this in any occasion. This fragrance doesn't wear you, you wear it. So if you're wanting to wear this to a date night because it performs beautifully from under your shirt, perfect. Could be a bit too spicy if you go heavy on your number of sprays. Wear this to work. Very elegant. Yeah, I wouldn't wear this to work in summer, but I'll wear this to work definitely without any reservations in autumn, in winter. Perfect time to wear this to work. You can wear this to an interview, no problem. Yeah, such a refined smell. You can wear this to your holidays. Yeah, so this is just a no-brainer. It's such a delight to wear this fragrance. The complexity is amazing. So marks out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and an emphatic 9 out of 10. The only reason I've taken 1 mark away is because this fragrance can really sometimes wrong foot you. It depends on your skin chemistry. Some days it doesn't work, some days it doesn't perform, and you might think it's not performing on me. Just have the faith. This fragrance performs. Just give it some time. Hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.